Hello everyone, today I want to go over why I think Well of Life is a rather underrated ability and some very good uses on certain warframes, as well as some information on how the augment can really bolster your energy economy on basically any warframe. So the first usage case is Khora. Khora is obviously an extremely good warframe by herself, but with Well of Life she really throws this into overdrive. So basically what you can do is you can cast Will of Life on an enemy, and then ensnare them, and just keep casting a Whip Claw on that enemy over and over again to constantly refresh the ensnare over its duration. The reason why this is significant is because normally, without Will of Life, you will cast ensnare on an enemy, it will pull enemies in, you'll cast your Whip Claw and just one-shot the enemy that you ensnared. And the reason why this is bad is because you obviously can't make it propagate and constantly refresh it with your Whip Claw if that enemy is dead. You have to cast the ability again, and essentially, Well of Life, on top of preventing you from having to spend this 50 energy over and over again, you can use the Pool of Life augment to even further bolster your energy economy, put on a shard with that has the equilibrium effect, or just straight up put the equilibrium mod on your Khora. This makes your energy economy much better. It makes your survivability extremely good as well because you're constantly dealing millions of damage to this enemy by refreshing the ensnare with your Whip Claw. And in general, it's just really good. On top of that, Well of Life is going to be getting quite a few buffs in the Light Trinity rework coming with 1999. So all the more reason to try this and see if you like it now, because you will definitely like it later, if so. Another thing too is that ensnared enemies also take 200% extra damage from Venari and Whipclaw, which is the reason why it's so easy to kill ensnared targets to begin with. So I'll have some gameplay in the bottom corner that will show the ability rotations and such, and how to generally play with this ability. Another warframe that really benefits from Well of Life is Dagath, and you're probably raising your eyebrow at that. I don't blame you. But funnily enough, it actually fits in her ability rotations really well, as you can see from the gameplay that I'll probably show you. And that would be a constant ability rotation of using Well of Life on an enemy, using Doom on an enemy, casting word scythes on them and letting it hit them over and over again to drive up the viral status effects, and then casting your 4 on them, which it basically kills anything that you cast Well of Life on. Like, as long as you cast it on a remotely killable enemy that isn't like invincible or whatever, it's probably going to die. This will probably be shown in the gameplay. On top of that, the Pool of Life, it's even more effective in this case because you have a high amount, you can afford to build a very high amount of strength with Dagath because she doesn't really care that much about other stats. At least in this way of playing her, she doesn't really care. Kill that enemy and you'll get 3 energy orbs with a 33% chance of getting a 4th, and 4 health orbs. So if you pair this with equilibrium and health conversion, this dramatically increases her survivability and, in general, makes it so that she's just a lot smoother to play, in my opinion. Health conversion is actually pretty important in this case, as well as Arcane Blessing, because as the levels go higher, it's going to be a lot harder to survive, especially with health. But health conversion does really help out a lot with her extremely low armor value to begin with, and just makes her a lot more survivable and easier to play. That's really about it for Dagath. Let me know what you think. I really enjoyed playing her this way, and in general, maybe you will too. Who knows? Anyway, the next warframe that you can do this with, to a much lesser degree because Vauban in general is just not very good, you can use this on Vauban as well. And the way that you can do this, and the reason why I'm in the Citadel Simulacrum, which I would normally never use because this Simulacrum is kind of trash compared to the others, not gonna lie. So you can use this as a way to constantly regenerate your energy with Pool of Life, as well as getting health no matter the distance you are from enemies. So you can just put a couple of Fléché Orbs on the enemy that you use Well of Life on, and we can step out of the radius, and you'll just constantly get your health back. Obviously, it's kind of slow at times because the Fléché Orb is rather inconsistent, and in general, the damage is just not too high. However, the damage does scale with enemy level, so it will keep up, I guess. It does help a bit with his survivability, which is rather low to begin with due to his low armor value, but you can increase this with health conversion, as with the other two Warframes that I previously mentioned, as well as his fourth ability that generates... Okay, well, I meant to cast this one, not the... I meant to cast that one. I think I have the hold and press converted. You can do it with Vauban too. A little bit lesser effect, but in my opinion, it's probably one of the better abilities that you can put on him. Maybe outside some very niche builds that you can do. So yeah, that's basically about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you've found any other synergies with Warframes with Well of Life, because I think it's an extremely underrated ability. You could probably put it on basically any Warframe with Well of Life and Equilibrium, and it will dramatically increase your energy economy. So, in general, very good ability, a bit outside of the meta, and it requires an augment, so that's obviously a downside, but I think the returns are pretty well worth it. Again, let me know if you guys found any other synergies that I missed here, and let me know what you think in the comments as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.